Disney's animated lineup now includes Strange World, which was directed by Don Hall and Queen Gwen, and also has their screenplay. After Pixar's Turning Red and Lightyear, the studio's third significant animated film to be released in 2022, Strange World, tells a fresh tale of family and adventure and debuts in theaters just in time for the holiday season. Strange World transports viewers deep within Avalonia. Searcher Clade, voiced by Jake Gyllenhaal, and his son Ethan, voiced by Jabuki White, initially tried to save Pando from extinction before realizing that their world was a living creature that worked similarly to their own bodies. Although Pando wasn't being destroyed, the underground life forms were attempting to save it from dying because Searcher's plan to use the resource was actually damaging it. Searcher was discovering that if he handled changes to the long-standing family dynamic and to Avalonia with an open mind, he would be able to save the Pando and make amends with his son and father. Pando is a plant-based energy source that is indigenous to Avalonia and is more widely available. Instead of having its own roots, Pando is linked by a network of underground roots that emerge from Avalonia's center. The Searcher Clade started farming the plant after realizing it could produce energy and had electrical currents flowing through it, in order to power all of Avalonia. However, Pando was so powerful because it served as the world's energy supply, running through Avalonia's subterranean biosphere like an artery for the continent's heart. The heart suffers and gradually starts to die when it is cut off from its supply. At first, it appeared that the Reapers were Strange World's real antagonists. They would go after everything that seemed out of place, assault the Clades and their crew, and consume anything that went in their way. Even Avalonia's heart is a target for the Reapers. The Reapers, on the other hand, were merely carrying out their duties to safeguard the world's central nervous system and heart. The Disney Animation's Reapers were not attempting to kill the heart. Rather, they were serving as antibodies to prevent the heart from succumbing to the consequences of Searcher's Pando farming and Avalonia's unintentionally disastrous usage of the resource. The president of Avalonia, Callisto, briefly turns on Searcher, Ethan, and Meridian. She was concerned about losing Pando because it provided the energy for all of Avalonia. Callisto believed their society would disintegrate without it. Callisto was prepared to slay the Reapers who were attempting to save the heart if it meant saving Avalonia. A key resource being taken away can first cause uncertainty, and change can be frightening. However, Callisto decided to support Searcher and his family in their efforts to save the heart before it entirely died, since he understood that continuing to grow Pando would have even more disastrous effects on Avalonia. Jager Clade was eager to talk to Searcher about exploration because he was so enthusiastic about it. Jager appeared to be capable of returning to his family after disappearing in Avalonia's subterranean realm. He was, however, stuck mentally rather than literally. All he had ever known was life as an adventurer, so returning to a world where his goals had not been met was difficult. It's possible that Jager felt disappointed in himself, and that after spending so much time away from Avalonia, it would feel strange to return and begin a new life. This is especially true given that Strange World had already established that Jager wasn't a big fan of change. Pulp magazines, which included popular fiction stories that were published from the beginning to the middle of the 20th century, had an influence on Strange World. The pulp fiction technique is employed in the animated movie to quickly explain a portion of a story and bookend the plot of Strange World as it completes a circle. The usage of this aesthetic fits the film's adventurous tone, which is also influenced by science fiction films like Journey to the Center of the Earth. A year after Strange World's events, Searcher Clade and his family started producing fruits and vegetables instead of Pando, which have long been the mainstay of their prosperous economy. Although Searcher and the rest of Avalonia were unable to employ Pando, it is possible that they found another means to channel electrical energy, leading to an electrical system. The Avalonians may not need to rely on a single resource to keep their globe expanding and prospering, according to this new form of power. The Pando farmer Searcher was incredibly proud of his kid Ethan and his heritage. It was something that set him apart from his father's exploration work, but that Ethan could inherit. Ultimately, Searcher had to swallow his ego and pride in order to discontinue Pando farming, since continuing to do so would have utterly destroyed the heart, and he didn't want that to happen. Additionally, Searcher wanted to demonstrate to Ethan that he wasn't so obstinate as to persist in doing something that had a negative outcome. He was ready to adapt, to be open to trying new things and making necessary adjustments, including letting go of his expectations that Ethan would also be a panda farmer. At its foundation, Strange World is about treating the land and resources that the planet provides with respect. Whatever benefits these resources may have for humans, exploiting it to the point of near death is not good. The plot of Strange World implies that there are always other ways to produce energy and power without destroying the ecosystem and surrounding territory. The Disney animation's protagonists are adaptable and use innovative farming techniques to meet Avalonia's demands without exceeding the land's carrying capacity out of greed. It sends a strong message that capitalism and greed shouldn't be used as an excuse to exploit the environment and its resources. The generational expectations that are placed on children are another recurrent issue in Strange World. While Searcher Clade assured his son he would provide for all of his needs, he made the mistake of assuming Ethan would follow in his footsteps. The storyline contends that parents must let go of their expectations for their children and their futures, and permit them to forge their own paths, regardless of what those may be, in order to avoid making the same mistakes repeatedly. Searcher despised this aspect of the way the Jager Clade raised him. This theme goes well with Turning Red from Disney Pixar, which has a similar meaning.